Don't want to keep the guys waiting, do we?
You can if you want to. I don't care.
So first off, how are you this evening, Dave?
Tired, dead, want to go to sleep. But other than that, Baz, not too bad. My bank account or wallet's getting worried. But do I have a toy collector?
Your bank wallets will never recover. Not for what I've seen over the last couple of days. My bank's gonna go. Especially one of the play sets that is technically a Holy Grail, the original one. But if they're going to do this in the Origin line, then I'm all up for it.
Yeah.
It just means
just in case in the chat, it's spoilers for San Diego Comic Con. If you don't want any spoilers, turn off right now. The first 5 minutes. If not,
that's why I'm not saying too much. I don't want to spoil just in case nobody's seen anything yet. But
technically, we don't know the official verdict, Baz, until 11 p.m. tonight, our time, because that's when they're going to do that.
If that is, then I might have to rearrange this again at some point this year.
Baz, I think your Star Wars wall behind you might need to go. It might be even taller than that shelf, so you know.
If it comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm hoping it does.
I think it's coming, Baz, but I think, like we just said off air, I think it's going to be Mattel's backing system.
But
I can't see that coming into shops at all. I'd like Smith to get it. But the billion-dollar question is, what price are you looking at?
Well, if you just kind of have a quick gamble here, man, Castle Grayskull was say £100. So I would assume that would probably be maybe 2, maybe 3. But even
I'm expecting anything between 300 to 500.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. If I have to start saving up now, then I'll be saving up now.
Boy, in 2 hours' time, 2 to 3 hours' time, we'll be able to tell you, won't we?
Boy. Hey, Ian.
Mr. Ian. But is it weird being on that side of the screen?
For this week, aye. I'll relieve him of all the Power Rangers. Ian, to be honest with you, I don't think you might have room for all my Power Ranger stuff, to be honest.
Officially, Baz, I ain't seen any Power Rangers yet at San Diego. The only thing I've seen at the moment is the new American only, put your head on a Red Ranger or Pink Ranger. That's all I've seen.
As you're saying, is that we'll know in 2 hours. We'll know at 11 o'clock our time, or is it 11 o'clock their time?
The panel starts at 11 p.m. our time.
Right.
It's an 8-hour difference. So between 11 and 12, we should find. So basically, wake up in the morning, and that's it.
Yeah, you wake up in the morning, you'll go on Instagram or that, and they'll be like, "Oh, look what's happening." You'll be like, "Oh,
we know it's out there, but is it coming?"
You'll be like, "Bye-bye, wallet. Bye-bye."
Well, this is called the show and tell bleeding show tonight, isn't it, Baz? We San Diego the show. You tell us about his toys, and there you go. Fits in perfectly, doesn't it?
I'll find room somewhere. Do I really need? Oh, did I say that too much, Ian? Man, and I'll kill you. But as Billy would say, is there's always room. There's always room. Yeah. There's always room.
Even if you got no room, you'll always find space. For me, I always turn a 6-inch shelf to a 12-inch shelf. You know, if not, you float something from the ceiling, and there you go.
Oh, definitely. Because I'm kind of running out of room for the Harley stuff, but there, as you say, there's always room to squeeze another couple in.
Yeah.
So once
talking about your other line, your other line badge you like, the thing was just on about Masters Universe.
Yes.
Do you see that big sexy girlfriend of yours coming out soon? All buffed up?
No, but I wasn't too sure if it was a real picture or not, because somebody has mentioned it on Twitter. I wasn't too sure if it was real news, but I can see it happening, man. They're going to eventually bring all the Revelation characters out.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And Evelyn's coming out at buffed up version for Baz. Also, have you seen the reveals for this line yet, Baz?
No.
Woohoo!
I've only been watching the stuff that Pixel Dan's been shoving up recently, and it's
Pixel Dan with about an 8-minute video walking around Mattel.
The majority it's just been the origin stuff kind of thing. I've not seen any of the Revelation stuff or any of the other He-Man stuff that's coming out.
Well, since its 40th anniversary, there's a 40th anniversary box set coming. They're showing off more of the new.
I know there's a
40th
anniversary He-Man and Skeletor box set, but comes with metal weapons.
Yeah, well, that's the San Diego. They come with the original books. It's about $80 worth. You get the 7-inch fully articulated in a big special display case. You get Skeletor's ring to open the box up and everything.
Because I've seen 2000X Snake Man armor He-Man. That looks cool.
Yeah,
I might need to buy that.
That one I'm definitely going to get for Origins.
What's that? Battle Cat? Nice, on my list at some point. Oh, you definitely get Battle Cat, Ian, at some point, man. I'm still waiting for the Revelations to drop down. As soon as it drops
the Origins, they've shown off 3 Battle Cats and 2 brand new thingamajigs.
Hey, Si.
Si. Where were you Tuesday, Simon?
He probably didn't realise you've done your first live stream.
No, I don't care.
I know, because I need to, like I was saying before, we're going to go interrupted again. I need to make room on the Harley shelf so I can put my custom on it.
Yes.
The thing that I'm so proud of doing last week.
What are you going to call it? I call her Troop Harley Troop. Troop.
Deaf Harley.
Deaf Harley. Nah, Troop Harley.
I need to find more
right now. What would you call Baz's custom Trooper Harley Quinn figure?
I need to try and pick up some more of those Stormtroopers, because I want to make a squad for her. I've actually got the bug now.
You're going to do the whole Suicide Squad in Stormtroopers?
That would be a bit weird.
Well, at least Harley Quinn's in that section.
No, I want to get her on, like, you know how you've got like the 501s and the 100 Battalion. I want to try to think of a name for her, but suit her persona. So I was thinking of like the Joker Death Squad or something down that line, but then I would have to do a custom Joker. You've
opened up a big kettle of fish here, Mr. Basilton.
But I need to see if I've got a spare Joker head. If I've got a spare Joker head, then that'll be the next one.
Talking about Jokers, the Jokers from Super 7 looks pretty decent.
No idea you were on Tuesday. I'll watch it back.
You might enjoy it. Something different.
No, I've got the customizing bug now. Every time I go through a box and I find something, it's like, oh, I could customize that now. And it's all down to thanks to Shadow Wiz. He's the one that's kind of been coaching me over the last week or so. Well, the last few months, but I finally grabbed the bull by the horns and decided to do it myself.
Yeah. Sometimes, Baz, it's like you say, it's just having a go at it, and that's it. It's all you need to have a go. You know, if I was to start off with water-based paints, I started with Games Workshop paints because they're water-based. You make a mistake, you can wash it off, and your figure's still perfect.
It's like the helmet, man. I would have say I should have kind of used duct tape, but I did try it, masking tape, but it didn't kind of work. But I like the way the helmet's turned out. So it's like she's actually painted her own helmet. I do like the way this. I've still got to kind of finish the other eye, but I do like the way it's kind of turned out. I just need to try and get some high gloss. So I'm not one chipping kind of thing, because
yeah.
But no, I was so stoked when that was finished on Saturday morning, man. I was like, oh, I was so excited.
So Baz ran the house like 12 times, and I go, yeah.
You're right. I mean, that's a thing I wouldn't have thought I'd been able to do, because you talk about it. It's like, I would love to try it, but I'm not good at like doing like the painting and the detailing and all that. But it's turned out better than what I thought. Man, the only custom I ever done was the Captain America werewolf claws. But
what about the Woody? Swapping heads. What about the Woodman? What about the Woodman?
That
still counts.
It's a head swap. That's not really a custom.
That still counts, Baz. Custom could be anything.
But custom to me is something that you paint as well. I've not really had to paint the Woody kind of thing. But a lot of folk that I've showed it to is like it's come out quite nice. It's a weird mashup. Harley Quinn and a Stormtrooper.
She probably was a Stormtrooper in the Star Wars series. You never know. Everyone else wanted to be a Stormtrooper, didn't they? At least he's a famous Stormtrooper. You know.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
But if I can find I need to have a look through the bits and bobs box that's got all the spare heads and spare hands and weapons and that. If there is a spare Joker head, then I might sacrifice the other Stormtrooper that I've got that's the same as that, and might do a Joker theme one.
What you're like.
Hey, if you don't try, you'll never know, kind of thing. Yeah, it's one of those things.
Until you try it, you don't know, and that's it. And then it's basically one of your fans like, Baz, you know that figure you got? Can you make me one, please?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad my nephew he's not really noticed it yet. I'm quite surprised that he's not noticed it. And says, oh, can I get one of those?
One of these days, Baz, we're going to get your nephew one. I don't care. Or your brother that used to watch your streams at the beginning. You know, we're going to get one of them on. Technically, I'll be in the background and called the Liking Show, the Baz Likings. If not, I'll dress up as a werewolf, so I could be a Liking as well, if you want me to.
Well, before I kind of went on, my younger brother phoned me. Just let me know that his wife's coming in and is getting pains now, so she's due on Tuesday. So I think my new niece could be here before the weekend.
Yes. Because technically, Baz, I need to make an announcement in about 4 weeks' time. About 4 weeks.
I hope you're not getting married.
Nah. I might go to Scotland.
Eh?
Nah.
But we're not here to talk about us. We're here to talk about, well, to me, I want to kind of show off some things that I've picked up over the last few years.
Few years?
Yeah.
Okay. Go on in. Show and tell.
That, to me, shouldn't really be in charity shops and boot sales. I don't know about anybody else, but
I'll tell you what gets me, Baz, before you start showing and tell. It's when the toy doesn't officially come out in the UK, you walk into a charity shop and you find something. You know.
So did you like the new tennis? Please say we were talking about that earlier on, Simon, and I'm stoked for that. Like, very.
Is new Love Child?
Eh?
What, the new Love Child in it for the new playset? Yeah.
Oh, definitely, man. That's if that's the case, then the Power Ranger stuff up here will be kind of getting moved, and because that thing will probably have to take up all of that space. Evening, Rolando.
Thanks again for joining us Tuesday, mate. At least somebody likes me.
Oh, you done well.
Yeah.
Done well on Tuesday.
I'm quite glad Baz only the amount of number came in. If not, like you say, if he'd have been like now we got like I don't know, maybe we got 20, 30, 60 people joining yours. You know what I mean? So, but no, at least there's all people all across the world and that sort of stuff. So you can't complain.
Ian, I'll try and get some pictures for you, and I'll send them to you, man. This thing looks amazing. What I've seen so far of that place, they've not really done any upgrades to it. It kind of looks to me like the original.
No, there is a few upgrades to Baz. There's, you know that basically, you know the front of the play set where the line head is.
Mm-hmm.
The claws was never there. They've updated the claws.
Ah.
The line head's slightly different. The claws of it is completely different. The snake on the snake mountain side is different. The train itself is different. And I can't remember what else, but that's the 3 or 4 things there was.
Hey, Lobot.
Thanks again, Mr. Lobot, for Tuesday.
And in this place, once I get pictures of it, man, you'll be wanting to add that to your collection. Trust me.
No, you don't.
Because that's a holy grail for mine, but I know we never got a lot released over in the UK kind of thing. I only ever seen it once as a kid. One thing I always wanted but never got. Right, do you want to do? You got any new pickups?
No, you carry on with yours first. I'm going to just try and find you a picture, Baz, and send it to you.
I'll kind of show off what my lovely sister got for me today.
We don't talk about sisters on here, Baz. We know that.
No, but she went shopping with my mum today, and she went to charity shop, and she managed to find some figures for me. So this is a G.I. Joe, but I've got quite a few of these Lego ones now, Dave.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure. Is that Gung Ho?
Roadblock?
Or is that the... And she also picked up one of the... It was a G.I. Joe's, but it's when they done the space line. But I think I've already got him. And I got another Duke and...
Luke and Duke Butch?
I think that's General Hawk, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, it is.
Some guys need to help us. And then got some vintage stuff, vintage Star Wars figures to add to the collection.
Mr. T.
And then got the Luckinees. And then another vintage Joe.
That's quite a good one, actually, Baz. That's really...
I'm actually quite surprised. Man, this thing is solid, man. There's no loosey-goosey in it.
No loosey-goosey!
Right. I bet you that's my nephew. I better give him a wave.
You come on the live stream any time you like, dude.
Cheers, Lobo. I thought it was maybe Hawk, but I wasn't too sure.
Baz, if I sent you a load of pictures, will you be able to show them on screen? Baz.
Should do. If it'll work for me this time. We can try it. We'll can do it at the end. We'll see if it'll work at the end.
Okay. I don't know if you want to try one to see if it works first, to see what's what. I'll just send you 8.
Oh, Jesus.
Run them out.
Big dirty hand.
Did it work?
I know. I'm just give me a minute. I'll see if I can do this. Ian, that's the container playset that we were talking about.
I say in between thingy-bobbers to things, there's custom snake men's and all sorts.
I know. When I first seen it, I was like, "Oh, cool, we're getting all these snake men." But
some of them are custom by the look of it, but there's a few bits and pieces in there as well. It's crazy. You see in the middle of it, the claws are slightly different, the head's different, the snake on the green mountain is different. He's now red instead of green.
I never noticed. What is I?
That's just Mattel's Jurassic Park compounds and that sort of stuff, which, you know, with San Diego, they go over and above, that sort of stuff.
I was going to say, man, if that gets released as a
No.
fucking thingy, man, that would be epic.
That's one thing, Baz, they don't release playsets like that, or, you know what I mean? NECA's got a load of brand new gargoyles out, all the rest of the clan. I just chose that one for a bit.
I know that's actually quite. It's a nice figure, man. They are nice figures. I wish they'd done a little, like, kind of joint in between the wings so you could actually kind of fold them in.
Yeah, I think it could be plastic. I don't know. But some of these probably only prototypes. Something for Baz for his, like, 3 heads.
Damn, that's a beast of a fucking battle cat.
Yeah. You know, with little
Honestly,
cringers, little teeth, and
I like the first day because that does give you Cringer, kind of original Cringer.
yeah,
It's like the second head where I would probably say that's more for the new He-Man cartoon because he is he looks a bit more fiercer than what he should be.
yeah. There's a new, like G.I. Joe you was just talking about. There's a new vehicle coming out with a fully detailed, fully everything covered. You know, that is mega.
That's a beast, man. And the last one is a Galactus.
Galactus.
That Galactus is that's cool. I didn't realize they've actually given you like the zombie faceplate kind of thing. I didn't realize you could actually take his face off and replace it with
Super
different.
mega.
That's mental, man. But no, there is a lot of the.
And just in case you wanted to know, all the pictures are coming from. Oops. It's called a Action Figure Insider.
Yeah. That's very true. And my bank account's going to be like non-existent.
Well, Super 7's got some new like Godzilla figures coming.
That's my nephew saying hi to everybody.
You're more than welcome to come on.
Double, oh my.
For example, Baz, there's a
Oh, no,
more gargoyles, red one.
Battle Cat. I know I've seen a few bits and pieces, but I'm not kind of like properly looked at them because I didn't really want to spoil the
fun.
myself. Because the more you see, the more you add to your bank account.
You know that Battle Cat I just showed you? There's a mini Cringer coming out with him as well. That's a prediction for
how
this
much
one, Baz. I'm not going to say what else, but there's okay.
How much of
mini
it?
Cringer.
I ain't got a clue in, but it'll be interesting when it does come. Oops. Time to remortgage you. Remortgage is not the word. I think I'm going to have to take a big bank loan out.
I say most of the pictures I showed you are all on Action Figure Insider. They're putting up all the latest stuff, pictures, that sort of stuff. It was preview night yesterday. Some of the panels start today. Me and Baz are planning to go next year as a special duo.
Tell you what, I would have to sell a kidney.
Yeah. But it's a show and tell show, you know. You share the San Diego tour, you tell everyone about it. I'm happy.
Just put you away this month.
No. Problem is, Baz, I was thinking about San Diego on my trip. But the hotel's almost £200 to £300 a night per person.
Mm-hmm.
It's £200 a night. You've then got at least 5 or 6 days at the show. The tickets are ridiculous. Howdy!
What's this? On a side note, we should all put our wish list together and sell Baz's to pay for it.
Baz gets his bonus in December. We're just spending it for him, you know. We're giving him ideas.
Oh, Danny, because the more you think about certain things and you see new things coming out, it's like, oh, I want that, I want this, I want that, and then before you can, it's like, there's another rabbit hole I don't want to go down.
Yeah, but the only thing, like I said to you, Baz, you can have all the money in the world, you can have everything, but it now comes down to just space.
Oh, trust me, for that to turn it, I'd make space.
Yeah.
I'd make space. If it means having to pack up the Zords, then I'll pack up the Zords.
Watch this space then. So yeah, Baz crying unboxing video coming soon.
Yeah, that'd be an epic video. Just a minute, because there's actually 2 things I forgot to add to the pile. I was going to show the art that I got for the boot sale, but it's far too big. I've not got any room here now to put it. But everybody knows the art that I got. But
Technically, Baz, the only thing I picked up at the boot sale last week was a butt ugly Martian.
what's it?
And Mr. Freeze.
It's to Spain. This one is
Cartoon. Aladdin cartoon movie. And Turtle Terror. Turtle
figure.
There you go. So then the only other picked up on Tuesday when I went into town was the Battle Cat. Just to say, now complete.
No, you're just about got. You've got one of the figures that I've got. I now need to just kind of try and catch up with you and try and pick up the rest of them.
If you see what's coming, there's at least 7 things coming in like.
Simon says that was a nice Mr. Freeze.
The classic toy line for the Mr. Freeze.
Right. To you, Dave, and to the folk that are in the chat. The first thing I'm going to show off, I mean, I've showed this off quite a few times, but do you think somebody's handed this into the charity shop, or do you think another like online retailer or another shop has donated stuff to the charity shops for them to sell?
I know for a fact that Amazon, as does that sort of stuff, donate stuff to the charity shops. Because I walked into a charity shop last week. You remember the X-Men T-shirts?
Mm-hmm.
And I said to the girl, I said, "What? You know what? How come?" It's like, yeah, it's all the stuff from, the charity shops.
Here,
So I know for a fact they do got given, big companies give charity shops items and toys.
Because man, the one thing I'm going to show off, this will be like the first one. Man, I've showed this off a few times, and I'm still baffled to this day that I got it for the price.
Do the story rightly. The person in the chat, your little cousin, found it for you and said, tell the story properly. Come on, Baz.
Yeah, it was him that found it, and he just showed me, and I was like, I grabbed him and grabbed that, and we went to the checkout, and we paid for it. And I ran like a mother. I don't want to swear because just in case he's still watching. But
too big.
Ooh, but everybody knows that I picked this up. In my opinion, this should never have been, even if it was donated to a charity shop. Usually, when charity shops get stuff like in this, I mean, they usually put it on their website, Dave, don't they not?
Yeah.
If they've got an eBay, but finding this for £4, especially an FH Figure Arts figure, I would expect they'll sell this for maybe between 20 to 30 quid in a charity shop.
I think you're supposed to have another 0 on it, so like a 40 quid value.
Well, that's what I'm kind of thinking now. I think somebody's messed up, and it should have been.
Yeah.
But it's not the only figure that SH Figure Arts that I found. Because when I was looking through the bottomless pit, as I cry it,
Ooh.
I also got this for a charity shop as well.
An empty box.
No, I had to take her off the shelf because she was on the shelf.
Nice one.
But then again, I paid 12 quid for that one, and that was, I think that was like over 3 years ago I got this one.
Yeah.
But even finding these in charity shop, I mean, this has not been donated because this was opened when I got it. So somebody's had it on display, but it just shows you is that things like this, to me, shouldn't really be in charity shops.
Yeah.
Now, if that is somebody that's actually handed this in.
Do you think it comes down to, Baz, do you think it comes down to sentimental values and that sort of stuff?
I think it does, but I think, to me, because there's a lot of like Chinese, Japanese writing on these, I think the charity shops maybe thought they were knockoffs and they're not worth the money that the boxes are printed on.
Well, basically, the people don't do the research. It's in a box standard figure, and that's it.
Well, if you were kind of looking at that, would you really, if you were in a chat shop and you were sorting through bags and stuff and found that, would you assume that was legit, or would you? This is what,
because of the Bandai signal in the bottom left-hand corner. You know it's real.
But folk might assume that the person that's put the suits maybe never realised that this is.
Yeah.
But I think the pandemic's had a little bit thing in some of the stuff that the charity shops are doing now. Because before, man, you could pick up a load of good stuff, and then once the pandemic hit, you know it's prices in charity shops after they opened up the shop and price kind of thing. And then also found...
Tell me that in a bit, Baz, because I've got a question for you in a bit about that. Okay?
Right, go for it.
No, carry on with your haul. I'll ask you after.
Oh.
There, too big.
Ooh, there was another one I found in the charity shop. Paid $5 for this one.
That's just crazy, isn't it?
So
basically, someone's put that at Forbidden Planet on that, like Forbidden Planet where you are, didn't want it, and stuck it in the charity shop, didn't
he? But then I got this. I think this was what, about 4 years ago, Dave? Maybe 3-4 years ago. That I found this at a boot sale.
Yeah.
Now, things like that should never be put in boot sales, especially because when I first seen
it, it being ex-Toys R Us stock. Is it the ex-Toys R Us one, or is it the Japanese one?
This is the Toys R Us one.
Yeah, I can understand that because it came out in Toys R Us.
So I had to double check because I thought they say they wanted 60 quid for it, but when she said 6 quid, it was like, that's a steal.
It's one of the things, if they do house clearances or all that sort of stuff, Baz, even you see on other shows, they don't even got a clue what they're selling. It's like official car booth, it's at a car booth, isn't it, or flea market? You want to find them people that don't know what they paid for the item.
I've got another couple, but I'll leave the ones to later. But I'll show them. And this is the one I picked up at the weekend. The boot sale. To me, these shouldn't be getting. Man, you think the people that are selling these, or even got these, you think they would sell them online to get more money?
Probably don't want hassles.
I know one of the. I have transformed it. I know one of the clips is broken. But it doesn't affect the transformation. It's
yeah.
So it's nothing. It's not like a major thing, but it was like gone through some of the, as I cry, the bottomless pit. Man, you always find stuff that you forget you bought.
Yeah.
So I come across this. But I mind getting this. I mind buying this off of Amazon. I just can't remember when. But this was in their warehouse deal section.
Yeah.
But the reason it was in the warehouse deals is because I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can actually see where the belt is. It's actually started to like rub away at the material. Well, I remember correctly, man. I don't think I paid a lot for it. I think I only paid about 15 quid.
That's just crazy, isn't it?
Mm. But finding something like that.
Well, Amazon sells everything, so anything's possible with Amazon.
I mean, I have had this. I mean, I've had it out the box. I have kind of messed about with it. But the weird thing about it is that if you can see the hands, he's got closed fists already attached, and he's got open hands there. But the open hands have actually got wires in them, so you can actually hold a gun. Because it's like, how's he going to be able to hold a gun if he's not got
fully articulated fingers? Jesus.
Yeah. But it's like the old, you know, when you used to get the old bendy figures.
Oh, the old Action Man style, the old rubber hand Action Man. Yeah,
that's what it's kind of like, and I mean, he actually has it. You can actually put it right around the handle of the gun, and you can actually hold it perfectly. There is because when I got that, I also got the bad wire figure as well.
Yes, your triple X style.
Yeah, the closest thing I'll get to a Hot Toys, as we've said a few times.
Yes.
Hey, Connor.
Irishman.
Oh, that's one.
Yeah.
What one were you talking about, Simon? Oh, 4 quid. 4 quid for that one, and 12 quid for the other one.
Probably said how much for the. It was £4 for the figure art, £12 for the second figure art, £6 for Grimlock, and 15 quid for the Watchman. The Baz paid.
No, I got the Watchmen off of Amazon. I got that probably about 6 or 7 years ago. I think I no long started when I picked it up.
Yeah.
What was that?
What we call him? The bargain, Baz. He's not home bargains, he's bargain, Baz.
I was like Rory last week. Me and him were talking about crash dummies. And what did I find on the Saturday morning? First find I find is the crash dummy playset. And we did have a little conversation, and it's like, how the hell do you find all this good shit? I says, we need to stop talking about. So now he keeps mentioning the flag, and I says, if I find a flag at a car boot sale, I ain't from posting that. I'm just going to sell it and retire.
Well, I know for a fact it has turned up in the flea market in America, Baz, but they wanted like $400 for it in America loose. So, just before I answer this question, if you did miss the live stream on Tuesday, I am doing a special toy giveaway. All you need to do is either comment on the live stream I did Tuesday or my 900 video, my American Toy Adventures tour, of which state you're looking forward to and why. At the moment, there's about 5 or 6 people entered. Anyone can enter from around the world to it. And literally, let's email the winner after and say what toy line you're into. And basically, I'll send you a few pictures of what I've got, and you will work out what you want.
I'm getting to think that either that or the toy god upstairs is looking after me.
There you go. It's still open for another week or so, but there you go. There's my plug for my channel.
to kind of answer Rory's question is that I don't understand neither, but it's happened in the past is that somebody's mentioned to me about a certain toy, and I've either found it the next day or I found it within like 2 or 3 days, either at a boot sale or at a charity shop, and it's hard to describe what it is, but you didn't like you could talk about say for example, talk about Castle Grayskull, the original one. You could tell we can have a good conversation about it, how it brought back a lot of childhood memories, and then go to a charity shop tomorrow or on Saturday, and then there's one sitting there. It might not be complete, but
well, at least you can find a door or something or a piece from it, can't you?
Yeah. Because on the Crash Dummies is that I did have one of the 2004 ones figures that I've picked up way back. And it was just a conversation we were starting. It's like we're talking about toys that our parents wouldn't let us buy, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
Because of the projectile fucking heads and arms. I mean, back then they were quite deadly. And it's not a thing that you kind of see quite often. But seeing the playset, because the car, even though I got the car was actually inside the same box. I did have the playset set up the day me and my nephew was he wanted to see what it looked like. And it's only missing about 4 or 5 bits. But the 4 or 5 bits that are missing is like the little tools.
Yeah, yeah.
And there is a original dummy in it, but he's missing a leg. So at the playset, you're probably missing about 4 items for that. And then on the actual figure, he's only missing a leg. But it's just
at least you know he's not broke the leg because he comes off anyway, so at least you know he's not broke.
No, that's a good thing is that a lot of folk would see them as like, oh, they're broken, but they're not. But it's like the 2004 one. You kind of wind up his head and then you press the button on his chest and it's like he does a spinning motion thing. But it was like the other 2 figures that I got. And I know one is I think one is worth a little bit. Or maybe 2 are worth a little bit. But I managed to find like Automan for like 50 pence.
No, that shouldn't have been at car boot or whatever.
But if you kind of look at that, man, that does look knockoffy.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But finding that. Yeah.
And it could be.
But finding that kind of, when I found that, that's like something in my brain went, that looks familiar. Pick it up. And I'm kind of glad I did because then I found out it was Automan. And then
You've been on quite a few talk shows with that figure, ain't you? That's what you're famous for, that one, ain't you? Yeah.
Aye, because man, that can be quite expensive, can it?
Yeah.
I know a carded one goes for quite a lot. So I don't know what a loose one.
Perfectly honest, supposed to find a loose one's impossible. To find a carded one is like, unless you're looking on eBay, yeah.
And another one you kind of helped us out with, and so did Theo from
Wolverine Junior.
Aye, that was the Battle Hawk line from
the Cosmic Cowboys.
But to me, man, you probably could find them in the car boot sales if you're looking in boots and charity shops if you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But to me, I've never ever seen these. But it was until I go here and I realised, the arms can pop off. That's what I kind of asked you if you recognised it. And then we kind of put it on the live stream, and then Theo was like, that's what it is.
Great. Yeah. It's for me, Baz, just finding a butt ugly Martian at a car boot is rare these days.
Oh, hi, man. A lot of some of the stuff that I've picked up is like, you shouldn't really, if you know what you're, if you're selling stuff at a boot sale, I mean, boot sales are not boot sales anymore. We know that. They're more traders at boot sales than anything else.
Yeah, 100%.
But you do still get the original boot sellers.
Yeah.
It's like the last couple of weeks, man, I managed to find Transformers for a $5, a box of Transformers for a $5. That was from an old couple. And then I got, on the Sunday, I went to a totally different one, and I managed to find a box of my Marvel figures that were different eras for Toy Biz up to from Hasbro kind of thing. And I paid a good bit for that, man, wasn't it? I mean, I paid £10, but you says that was what I got in that box was worth the £10.
100%.
Then the following week, I found the Danger Mouse.
Yes.
Car with Danger Mouse and Penfro, and then finding the Skyscraper.
The week before, Baz, you playing the Turtle van with the Turtle figures, two Action Man vehicles, and a few other bits and pieces.
The last couple of weeks, because I think it's because the weather's been not too bad. There's only been, in the last 3 weeks, there's only been one day that it's been raining.
Yeah.
It wasn't, time I got there, it kind of went off, and I was quite surprised that folk were actually still there trying to sell.
Yeah.
It was like last week I found the Danger Mouse stuff, and then I found the still under discussion if this is a knockoff or if it's actually legit, but I know finding Ultraman at boot sales are very rare.
Yeah.
Now that
I'm
was
99% Baz. It's a knockoff because he's got the light in the chest, and he's normally Bandai. He's got vinyls. He's normally Bandai.
And for whatever year this come out, I'm quite surprised the lights are still working on this thing.
Yeah. So I need now to do their batteries, Baz. Come on, we know that.
Right. And then, as you know, also found another one of those Ben 10 figures that I love.
Yeah. Talking about that Ben 10 pack, Baz. Tomorrow's video is all about for you. It's the Ben 10 vinyl collection, what I've got tomorrow, which is my tomorrow's video.
To the guys in the chat, have you ever seen that in a shop? If you went to a toy shop and that was sitting on the shelf and it wasn't labelled up, would anybody know what that was from?
Ultraman?
You wouldn't be surprised because when I put this on TikTok and the majority of folk thought, what Ultraman villain is this? Or what Godzilla villain is this? The minute you tell them it's Ben 10, it's like, no way is that a Ben 10 figure. Because the only Ben 10 figures that a couple of folk that follow me, there's only there's only like these style kind of ones.
Yeah.
And I've just noticed Simon's just went up. Is it Power Rangers? Because these are kind of in scale with the original.
No, that's Power Rangers, Simon.
No, but if you think about like monster wise,
yeah,
you probably could, man. If you wanted, I mean, you could probably put that. You could probably keep that as a Power Ranger bad guy.
Right.
Even Simon agrees with me, man. This guy is quite rare and expensive.
Yeah.
But even to find him in that condition, though, he's very clean.
Go Simon. Go Simon.
Is that what have I missed? Blinking cat. Just showing off some expensive figures that I got at the boot sale for like 50p.
Weird Power Ranger coloured different ones, show and tell.
See, I kind of agree with Simon because if I didn't know they existed, I would assume that was some sort of Power Ranger monster.
Well, he's done by Bandai, so you can see why they did them.
Aye. Or I would assume that it was some sort of like something from like Ultraman or
99%, good percent would say about Ultraman bad.
Kind of talking about Ultraman. Is it remember when I picked up a lot of the grid figures?
Gridman or Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
Yeah. Well, remember I picked this guy up, and I was on the first. My first thought was that's Ultraman.
Yeah.
But then when I done my research, found out that it wasn't. It was from the Super Samurai something squad.
Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad or Gridman in Japan.
I know the series as Gridman.
Or basically another series of Power Rangers. There you go.
Yeah. Because where is he? It's like because I picked up Tim.
And that's Servo from the same series of that figure you just showed up.
But a lot of folk thought that was an Ultraman. But but Gridman was kind of
Metal Hero series.
Yeah. They kind of took the Ultraman design and made their own like metal series figure or hero kind of thing. But it's like things like that. Even to me, stuff of the 90s kind of thing. I know it wasn't really a popular show, but to me, those are hard to come by and to me, they're rare to find. They're rare finds. Yeah. It's not a thing you would find every day. It's like when I picked up the main bad guy for that series, I thought it was a Shredder at one point. I thought it was a knockoff Shredder.
Yeah.
I would have no idea. Not a clue. Animation. Well, you kind of right. It is fan animation, Ian. And that's the Ultimate Buzz bargain 50p ridiculous. See that Super Sentai series with But I've watched I've watched the American version of it, and I've also watched the Japanese, and I prefer the Japanese version. Seems to be a bit more watchable. The American version was a bit more comical.
Yes,
it's like I come across a weird series a few months back when going through YouTube, and it was another series that they'd done after Power Rangers, but I think it only lasted like one season. And it was cried vampire something, and it was basically like a mix between Power Rangers and Transformers. It was the most weirdest thing. Is like you've got 5 kids get hit with a media, but the weird thing about it, they're all hiding in vehicles. But as soon as the media hits, the vehicles mold with their bodies, and then they become a new race. And it's like they've got to fight these vampire robots that basically steal gas. They're stealing the gas, and then they're like, I was like, this thing was the most funniest thing I've ever watched. Right. I was like, how the hell did that? It's the same. Did you ever watch? Is it something Ninjas for Beverly Hills?
Yeah,
another proper knockoff. I mean, the suits and they were ridiculous, to be honest.
Technically, because all the Power Ranger hype had shut down most of California, America, that sort of stuff. That's why they did it all, because it started the revolution.
As you can see, it's like I can't remember it was something vampires, but it was the most unusual series I've ever seen. Kind of thing. But I know it's like what you say is that when Power Rangers kind of come in, there was a lot of other companies kind of jumped on the bandwagon and made their own series. Some were good, some were like.
That's one of the first live action films that's done like it. But like, if you know the story, 8 years before it, Bioman was going to be the first one by Stanley. That never happened. Then it was the Zoo Ranger. It's different kettles of fish and that sort of stuff. So, question for you, Babs.
Yes.
Do you think this pandemic we've just gone through has made toy collecting easier or harder to get hold of?
At the beginning, I thought it was kind of easy because, it was again a folk a lot of chance because they had nothing to do but clear out their lofts or their garages. But I have noticed from the pandemic, a lot of stuff that you could have maybe got on eBay maybe 2-3 years ago for pennies, folk are now asking more for what they're actually worth.
Yeah, because I remember like car boots we picked up wrestling figures 50 pence each, and now they're asking 30, 40, 50 quid on eBay. It's ridiculous.
As I said earlier on, it's like car boot sales are not car boot sales anymore. Car boot sales used to be either a Saturday or a Sunday family trip kind of thing, and you'd always have families there selling stuff for pennies. I mean, going to a boot sale with my papa, and that's where I got the Stripes faith. That was the first thing I ever bought at a boot sale, and that only cost me 10 pence back then, and I was 8 year old when I got that. And you used to be able to pick up mass figures for like between 5 to 10 pence.
Yeah.
They would always have bins like a 5 pence bin, a 10 pence bin, a 20 pence bin, anything that was above like 6 inches. Like Action Mans were always like you'd pay a pound for them, kind of thing. Now you don't really see that. Occasionally you'll maybe get the odd person that's selling, and it's like they'll just have a mixture tub, and it'll be like 50 pence or something, or a 20 pence tub. But it's usually just it's nothing that we're wanting. It's mostly for kiddies, kind of thing.
Technically, Baz, I think to answer that question, the next 6 to 8 weeks, if you go to car boots or flea markets, will be the time.
Animals.
Because if kids are going away on holiday, they want that special, that bit of spending money or the computer game. Hey, GeForce.
Hey, GeForce.
That sort of stuff.
It'd be interesting if sad to see how the cost of living crisis affects living. But no, I've noticed that in the last probably 18 months, especially in certain toy shops that's near me. Is that I used to be able to pick up the Origins figures for like 15 quid. Now that toy shop that I got them at, it's Cry Toy Town. Now they're wanting like 18 quid for them.
Yeah.
And it was the same with the new He-Man stuff. Certain places were selling them for 12 quid. They want 18 quid for them.
Yeah.
But when they first got them in, they had them in for about 2 weeks and they were selling them for £12. Now they want 18 quid for them. It's like,
I know at the beginning of the pandemic or at the end of it, all the Chinese, where all the toys were made from, most of the shipping containers went up quite badly. I know for a fact they went from £7,000 all the way up to £30,000 a shipping container.
mm-hmm.
And now, with all the things going around the world, everything's going up in price, like plastic, diesel, everything else. It's getting not harder, but it's getting tougher to find stuff now at the right price.
I have noticed that the last few months, probably for March, it's like B&M's before the pandemic used to get a lot of good stuff in.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the pandemic hit, I know a lot of they were only bringing essential stuff in, so toys and that didn't really concern them. But it's nearly taken them an extra year and a half for them to now start bringing good stuff in.
Yeah.
And now I did see something today, and I'm hoping it's still there tomorrow.
Ooh.
But I love Harley Quinn and all this shit. But there's one Boulder figure from the DC. There's a couple of Boulder figures for the DC line that I really want, and one of them is King Shark.
Yes.
I know they've done a single release.
Yeah.
I'm still on the hunt for that. But today I seen the Suicide Squad, and they had all figures for 12 quid. They're 12 quid each, and I'm hoping I've still got them tomorrow, and I'll be buying them. Because I've seen the Harley Quinn, and if I
actually get the John Cena guy.
Yeah, they had the whole wave.
Yeah,
they had a couple doubles. They had like 3 or 4 Harley Quinns, and it was like I couldn't bite the thing of the day. I said I needed to put fuel in the car, but if I didn't have to put fuel in the car, I would have probably bought at least 2 of them today, and I would definitely one just for the collection.
Yeah, Harley Quinn was one.
But man, that's what I'll probably be doing over the weekend. Is I'll probably be going to a few B&Ms just to see what new DC stuff they've actually got in. But for 12 quid, you can't really grumble for that.
I can remember the first Suicide Squad Baz was $7.99 each.
Just picked up the thing that Black Nor got home. Oh, nice one.
Nice.
Well, like if I wouldn't have thought they were sale because the DC stuff in Rue One doesn't seem to kind of sell until the weekend.
Yeah.
So if they've still got, even if they've just got Harley Quinn left tomorrow, I'll be definitely buying Harley Quinn. And they had the other version of the Laughing Batman as well.
Yes, that's what they're running. Yeah, yeah.
They had that as well, and I'll be picking. I've got the, I think it's the first release of him.
Yes.
Will come with the Boulder Bat car, the Batmobile car.
Yes.
I think maybe Simon might be able to help me there, but I think that was like the first release of him in that line, or I'm not too sure.
I know they need 3 for 3. The Batmobile car came in 3 pieces. I can't remember the figures now. It's been that long.
It come with the Laughing Joker, Batgirl, I think it was, and Nightwing.
Yeah.
And I've got all 3 of those characters for that. I just want to build that Batmobile.
Right.
But they also had another couple of Boulder series in as well. Some of the original ones, like is it Seek? It was like a Batman. I think it was like a Batman figure, but it was like another evil version of him. Like
I think what I was tempted on both from that McFarlane wave was technically the Builder Bane figure with the Scarecrow. I did like that Scarecrow. That Scarecrow fits on his shoulders. That was.
Oh man, if B&M's, even if they start getting him in for like over Christmas, well, I know we'll be coming up for Christmas after the summer and that's done, but I can see them. They seem to be getting a lot of the DC multiverse stuff in again, so you never know. We might be able to pick up that. I mean, that Bane set's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the figures, I mean, I don't know about some of the figures, but I mean, just buying the figures just to build that Bane is probably worth it.
Yeah, it's amazing how McFarlane's doing that line quite justice. But then you got Spin Masters to do the movie stuff and that sort of stuff. So at least you got 2 or 3 companies building. At least you got choices out there.
The thing that I'm hoping that B&M will hopefully get in, I'm hoping they get in Titan Joker. Hoping they get in
the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got them in for like 20 quid. They're getting picked up no matter what.
Yeah.
I know, man. I know they're 40 quid now, but for 40 quid, I'd definitely pick up the Joker Titan. I never got around to getting the original version of that, but I would get that version.
That's another part question, could you, Baz? How long do you actually leave yourself to get the toys yourself? Like you said, you wanted to fight in Joker. Do you keep going and hope and pray that B&M's, or the example of G-Force is what? It's probably Oilers in America. It's the same with like G-Force in America and that sort of stuff.
You're
Do you actually wait till Oilers, the cheaper shops, get it in, or do you go to like the specialty shops like Forbidden Planet and get it at 40 quid now? Or what do you do? How do you actually work your toys out?
If I'm picking up new stuff, man, I usually kind of wait now. Man, I used to just go out and buy it straight on. And then you would notice 3 or 4 months later, there'd be in clearance.
Yes.
Certain places. So I've kind of learned to just to be patient on certain stuff.
Take the gamble.
Take the gamble. If you miss on it the first time, then hopefully some random shop will have it in and you'll be able to pick it up. But if it's like something, like if we're going to talk about like a Pacific figure that's kind of a rare figure, or that's in the line, like especially like Scareglow, we all know how popular he kind of got. And then when they done the remake him in the origin line, he sold out quite quick because a lot of folk didn't have the money to buy the original Scareglow, so that's kind of the next closest thing. Kind of enough, a kind person went and gave me one, but I wished I went, as soon as he got pre-ordered, I wished I jumped on it, but I didn't, thinking that, because it's a re-release, nobody's going to buy them. But man, he was sold out for like nearly 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Before.
We're not that though. Sometimes it's still one per box. You know.
For DC Multiverse, Target, Walmart, and GameStop are the best places. It's like your game. It's probably like GameStop for like G-Force. They do have the Titan. They do have the Titan figure in, the Joker Titan figure. They want 40 quid for it.
Yeah.
I could go. Tomorrow and buy it, but I kind of wait to see if the price will go down.
Yeah.
It's worth the 40 quid all day long, but I do like bargains, and if I can find stuff cheaper for what they actually are, I'll be happy to wait for certain things, because there's one Marvel figure I need to get so I can finish off my gold suit Thanos, and that's Ronan. And I know I've tried online, been on eBay, just for that one arm. Folk are wanting like 40-50 quid for just that one arm. I ain't paying that just for one arm. I'd rather kind of hopefully that Game, because Game are now bringing some of the older Baldus series back, and they're selling them off quite cheap. But I know Ronan's probably going to be the hardest.
You're going to be the Nightmare one,
the Nightmare one. But I'll be patient, and I'll get it when I get it. But that's what I didn't understand with B&M's, is that they do a lot of DC stuff, but they didn't do a lot of Marvel stuff. The only Marvel stuff they actually do is like the Titan figures. They don't actually do like Marvel Select. I mean, I've noticed they've started getting in the classic line, the 3 3/4 inch ones, like the vintage line. But that's probably what we'll ever see in B&M's. I mean, B&M's has never actually done any Marvel Legends or Marvel Select stuff. All the Marvel stuff that they do are for like kiddies, like that new Spider-Man series for the kids. It's on Netflix.
Talking about Marvel, I know for a fact, you know the Eternals movie? Elementals or Eternals, Baz? That new movie last year? That was now on clearance, because I know our friend had the full wave at the car boot the weekend, so they must be out somewhere.
See, I would laugh, right? Because I know B&M's usually get discontinued stuff in. it'd be funny to go to B&M's and finding like the boys figures in there, like Nanor and
Well, we had
see that kind of happening.
we got Cyberpunk in, didn't we? In B&M, isn't it? I think you're correct. Yeah.
Because I picked up one, and then I got one for my birthday last year, and then somebody from my work gave me another one. But it's the same. So I've got one loose one and one box one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, like I say, that line is
reward, isn't it? Like it says.
I used to buy two, one box, one for Ottoman, and I've kind of stopped that because it was just the bank balance was going down and down and down and down. So I've kind of stopped that. I'll now only buy set, especially when it comes to Black Series, only buy the figures that I want.
But you would pick the Black Series up, Baz. If you seen your Black Series, the figure came out at 20 quid, you'd buy it. But like Mr. Shabbytron 2000, if you see him in a shop for a £5 or a car boot for £4 boxed, you'd pick another one up, wouldn't you?
Right. Well,
it's like we've always said, if you see something at the right price, even if you've got it, you'll pick it up.
It's like
do the room tour, show and tell.
Majority of my Black Series, right? I got that for Home Bargains. Because Home Bargains was selling these for $5.99. So majority of what you see there is I got from Home Bargains. I've only there's probably only about £100 worth there that I got from in Toys R Us when Toys R Us sold them. The rest of it majority is from Home Bargains, because Home Bargains selling them for $5.99. Because I got the Sith Trooper, the carbonized one out of there for £5.
Yeah.
I got the sister, one of the sisters, when they done, I think it was the same line as that, or the same wave as that. I got that out of there for £5. And then the game is now bringing, I got a lot of them for game as well over the last couple of years because we're selling them for £8. It's like the newest one I got was a Blay. I think that's how his name is pronounced. Or Blue or Blay.
Yeah.
But sometimes you kind of regret. It's like, oh, you see something in a shot, it's £20, right? They've only got 3. So you're going to buy it. And then you'll kind of notice 3 months later, you'll go back into that same shop and they've got like 20 in and they've reduced a whole lot of them. I know it's a bit of sometimes it's a gamble.
Yeah.
Is it because you do kind of the shop's going to get them back in, and if it's a specific character that you want, you're going to buy it. I know a lot of folk they'll kind of wait until certain stuff goes down before they buy, but if it is a specific character that you're after, you're going to pay the money for her. But then if they go down in price, you might just say, well, I've went and opened that first one I got, I went and opened up. But I'm going to buy another one and I'll just keep that one sealed.
Yeah.
I've kind of got one each. Is it because I kind of now regret not buying more of those Ghostbuster toilets?
Yes.
For £4, I mean, kind of it's true what you say is that you should have bought a couple. I'm kind of regretting not buying more.
There's probably something like that, Baz. You can go into like Toy Fair mode, I call it, that sort of different modes, that sort of stuff. It's crazy. For me, the way I do my now collecting, Baz, is slightly different.
The clearance prices, it's a bit.
So technically, my collecting these now, if I want something like the new He-Man series, I love these, I'll get them boxed, but then wait 6 months to a year, and hopefully they'll turn up at the car boot or flea markets or that sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, nice. I miss the Toys R Us adverts for Christmas. Yeah. Still, man, there is rumours that it's meant to be coming back, Toys R Us, but we'll just have to kind of. They said that about Woolworths as well. Woolworths was meant to be coming back to the high streets, but that was nearly 5 years ago. I used to love Woolworths. Woolworths used to be.
Yeah, bug off, got buy one, get one free on anything, all the new stuff.
It was like
you get one loose, one carded for the same price. It was like heaven.
It's like Woolworths was amazing because you used to have like the clearance bins, and we know as at the clearance bins, man, you got carded figures. You could pick carded, like especially with the Star Wars. You used to be able to pick Star Wars figures up for like 50 pence.
Yeah.
At the bins, man, you used to get from, and it's like when they done the Last Action Hero figures. I wish I picked them up, but I didn't. But they were selling them for like £1, kind of thing back in the day, kind of thing. Because it's like if a certain they got lines in, if they didn't kind of sell,
yeah,
they just got put in the clearance bins. But with Toys R Us, with Woolworths used to bring in like their own action figures as well. Some were really bad, but some of them were good.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was like there was I want to remember the cartoon Dino Riders.
Yes.
No, Dino Riders, Dino Saucers.
Yes.
They kind of done a design of they weren't the same, but they were cried Dino Warriors, but they were just like He-Man figures.
Yeah.
Thing. And they used to sell them for like £1.50. And I remember them going into clearance for like from 75 pence back in the day. Kind of thing. But it's like some of their knockoffs when we grew up, they were good. They're good quality, not like the ones that you go to the pound shop and they're nasty. It's not, I wouldn't even give them to my nephew to play with, kind of thing. I miss. Oh, aye. I miss the Christmas catalogues as well. Used to get the Argos or the Index and the Circle, what you wanted.
I've still got a few of the catalogues and bits and pieces around the house. It's crazy.
Something I still remember. Oh, aye. See, I don't know if it was just a UK toy shop. I don't even know if this was in the States or if it was anywhere else. But we used to, in Scotland, we used to have a toy shop called the Jolly Green Giant. And to
not
me,
the sweet corn or pea guy, that guy.
Sorry?
Not the sweet corn or pea guy, the vegetable guy.
No, this was called the Jolly Green. It was called the Jolly Green Giant. It was kind of like a similar store to Toys R Us, but these sell everything.
Yeah.
You couldn't get into from in Toys R Us. That was your next call, and it wasn't just that. These were like 6 foot thingies that eat for everything that was in the. They sell everything.
Yeah.
They sell everything. I mean, everything. If there was a new toy line that come out and had ships and vehicles, all the figures would be there. I don't know if if the Jolly Green Giant was in the States or if it was just a UK toy store or a European toy store. Werewolf's carded Hot Wheels for aye. So even Ian remembers. Hey, I went to the shop the day to get a Snicker, man. I couldn't believe the price, man. They wanted 95 pence for a Snicker. I remember last year, but the year before, I remember you could get them for like 60 pence.
Curly Whirlies used to be 8 pence or 10 pence.
Oh, aye. Dino Riders was a great thing ever. It just shows a cartoon to my son. See, I'm getting my nephew into like some of the older cartoons, and he's loving them. He's really loving them. As I've shown him like the Dino Saucers. Mummy's alive.
Well, it's like the kid.
Is it? I'm from I've never heard of the Jolly Green Giant. It's kind of funny because it's like their mascot was technically like the giant from that commercial.
Yes.
Kind of thing. But I think it was like a sister. I think over here it was like a sister branch to the Toys R Us kind of thing. And I was a kid before 14. See, I know KB was American store, but there used to be one in Dunfermline where I used to stay. And the only reason I remember, I was saying, because I was talking to somebody at work about like old toy stores that used to be in my area, and that was one of the ones that come up. And it used to be in an old industrial estate.
Yes.
But now it's fully houses. I didn't realise it was a KB store.
Yeah. Perfect, Baz. The only thing we had down here where I was probably there's a place called Hooties, which is a warehouse discount place.
Mm-hmm.
Latif's, A&S. They still exist now, but they used to have amazing toys, but nowadays they get not much in. Crazy.
I know it's a lot of like the toy shops and that, especially through my area. Over the last few years, their toys, they've kind of had the same things for the last 2 years. They've had nothing. But I know over the last 6 or 7 months, they've gradually bringing in new stock.
Yeah.
So either a lot of stuff got stuck down south somewhere, down at the ports, and then now they're just gradually now working their way into the stores.
There's something for you in the chat.
And to answer Ian's question, yes, they did do, I think they done, was it 3 waves?
Yeah.
I know there was a couple of vehicles we never got because they were only European exclusives.
Yeah. Wave 3 is the hardest. Even the kid, this one is one of the hardest ones to get hold of. You know, it's crazy.
It's like with some of the older toys stores that used to be back in the 90s. Just like kind of answering that, like multiples, everything, man, they were fully stocked kind of thing. I mean, if you were looking for a Pacific Turtle figure or Star Wars figure or He-Man figure, they had it.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't just be one or two like what they've got now. It'd be quite a few.
Yeah, looking at some of the old video. Perfect. Honest, even on YouTube, there's some old 80s or 90s toy videos out now. You can still do toy hunts back in the 80s and 90s. It is crazy what you see in the videos. The amount of figures and stuff. I always say to myself, Baz, where did all the figures and toys go to? It's crazy.
I ain't got a clue, man.
You know, it's... Yeah, Baz. Something weird and different. Cartoon series. You remember it?
Mm-hmm. Because I've got a couple. I've got the bear guy. I think he's for the same series.
Yeah. Here's a quick question for you, Baz. Do you think they've actually made more toys for cartoons or movies?
No, you talking about now or back in the day?
Both. It's quite hard to choose, because I know they sold more Star Wars movie toys than the movie, but you've also got the Clone Wars to counteract it. I just wondered if you put them all together, is it more cartoons, toy-related toys, or more movies? Or like TV series cartoons?
If you're going with like the more popular movies, then there is quite a few different toy lines for, like, especially Star Wars. We all know some of the newer cartoons that have come out. That's probably, you'd probably say, decent. And they've not really done proper toy lines for them. It's not like
the Peppa Pigs and the Teletubbies and Thomas
like
the Tank Engine and a few other bits. Yeah,
toys that are coming out now. They're not for they're not for the collectors. They're for the kids.
yes.
But if you go back to like the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, then they made more toys than what they did the cartoon.
Yeah.
They always brought characters out that never appeared in the cartoon, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or it was just one of those, or sometimes they went a bit overboard. They done too much toys for the line.
Yeah.
When they're selling.
But some of the series I liked was only the short series. For example, But Ugly Monsters Not Many, the Mummies Alive. I know there's only 2 or 3 series, but not hard. It's easy, hard to complete with weapons. You've got some of the Nightmare series. I would say would be Turtles, because there's that many incarnations or that many series now of them. It's crazy how many toys or figures there is. Baz's favourite toy of all time, the Brachio. Isn't it, Baz?
I just wish they made that fucking bigger.
Baz, it's bigger. Fill the screen. Perfect English, Baz, the Lego one was bigger than that. But, you can't complain. Guys, if you've got any questions in the chat from me or Baz, please let us know. We have got quite a few bits of pieces in the work that we're working on behind the scenes and that sort of stuff for Thursday night chat. Baz, what we got next Thursday? This is what we got next Thursday.
Next Thursday we've got Brian action figure reviews coming on.
Nice.
There might be somebody else coming on, but he's not confirmed. It's just he was meant to come on tonight, but he just no long finished work. It's just before we were coming on live stream. He was hoping to finish earlier, but it didn't happen, kind of thing.
No, nice.
There is just kind of going through these comments just quickly. There was one toy line that I've been starting to pick up when I see them here and there. I've only got 2 at the moment, but it's based off of a game that we all had. And it was called Laser Tag.
Yes.
But before we go any further, we have a wee guest coming in the background, so I'll just bring them in quickly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, hello and goodbye at the same time. That's a good one, isn't it?
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, perfect.
I haven't got my headphones, so hopefully I'll be all right.
But we all know with laser tag was usually like the chest piece with a gun that we all know. I didn't know they actually made an actual figure line.
Yeah. Of
this. I've picked up a couple. Both of them are not complete because one of them's missing his weighting. But it gives this. It's like the same effect as that you shoot the light in the chest, and then it vibrates and falls over basically. But I've started picking them up when I see them because it was like, what the hell are these? These are cool. I like It was like when they started picking up the new He-Man stuff. I wasn't going to bother, but once I seen them in person, they kind of reminded me of 90s toys that they were always big, chunky, kind of out of proportion. And it's the same as these.
Yeah.
And when I see them, I pick them up. I picked the first one up thinking it was like a knockoff from a Centurion, and then found out no, it's It's from Laser Tag. And then I looked up, and there's a big whole toy line. They've got vehicles. There's like, for the bad guys, it's like there's 3 or 4 different aliens, but there's like 7 aliens altogether. But they're all like repaints of each alien. So you might have a green version, a blue version, a red version. It's just the same alien. It's just a different paint scheme. And it's the same with the good guys. There's like 2, I think there's 2. One comes with a vehicle, one comes single packed, and then you got a double pack. And it's all the same human, it's all the same character, but a different colour. But they've all got different names. So back then, when they must have used the mold, like they must have went nuts with the mold and said, "Oh, we'll just bring this character, that character, cry this character Bob, cry this character Dave."
Oh, Chris. How you doing anyway, Mr. Chris?
Yeah, good boys. I thought I'd jump on towards the end, but I thought I'd come and say hello.
Well, you got a new setup, a new chair, new lighting system. You look more sexy, you know.
Well, thanks, Dave. I appreciate that. You know, this is the love hammer you're talking about here. Yeah. You know, what would you expect?
So I need to ask Mr. Lovehammer, how's your Action Man, your Masters Universe, and your wrestling going, dude?
Yeah, so Action
Man.
Man.
I did think of you today, Chris, actually, because looking at San Diego, they're bringing the old WCW set out.
Oh, right, yeah.
The entrance.
Yeah.
Oh, my. I'm like...
to be fair, they've done a load of releases over the last couple of days, like the upcoming WWE releases.
Yeah.
And some of them are unbelievable that are coming out. It just makes you wonder how you're going to be able to get them all.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I keep myself up at night, Dave, worrying about getting my hands on all the stuff that comes out. Yeah. But Action Man wise, I've completed the first wave. I put a picture up on Instagram.
Nice.
I've completed the first wave of the 1993 re-releases now, so I'm happy with that. You know, all complete, all lovely and fresh. So yeah, it's just going well. He-Man, I've done nothing, Dave. I haven't got any more He-Man since the last time we spoke, I think, which is a shame.
It's quite a hard toy line to keep up with the He-Man.
Yeah, you can't. Listen, David, you can't do it all, can you? Yeah. You know, you've got to sort of. Nowadays, we're being bombarded. You know, like obviously, it's all. You know, the toy companies are clocked on. Collecting is the biggest it's ever been, and they're just trying to ram everything down our throats. So
yeah,
you have got to be a bit selective, haven't you, with what you grab.
And to be honest, Chris, this weekend is the worst weekend because you know it's San Diego Comic Con with the exclusives, the reveals. Yeah, Buzz's wallet screaming in pain and ridiculous, isn't it?
It's just like I say. I just think now, like I say, just pick 1 or 2 lines that you want to major in. And sort of pick up as much if you can of those, rather than trying to. I mean, you guys.
It's not too big either.
Yeah, exactly right. And now I've got, believe it or not, I've got my own toy room now. I haven't set it up yet, but I've moved house, so I have got to start thinking about displaying it all, and I'll be able to have toy rooms like yourselves. You know,
that's the future. Then the Lovehammers, like your 50 Shades of Grey. Like, do you want to come and look at my? Yes.
It's just like Dave is like the answer. That's one of the bad guys for that line, for the laser tag line.
What was that laser tag line, Baz? What was it?
I don't know. I come across this like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I basically found these in charity shops, but it was like 4 or 5 months apart. I found him first, and then I come across. But I looked up online, and there's a big, massive, like, they've got vehicles, and they're all interactive kind of thing. So they've all got a gimmick. I don't have batteries in them to kind of show.
So do they all interact with each other?
Aye. So do you remember the laser tag?
The game.
Like the game, you put the vest on and then
Laser Quest. Yeah.
The Laser Quest. Well, these are kind of the same idea, but instead of having that, they put them into figure forms.
Wow.
So the aliens, majority of the aliens have already got their weight and ball into their hands. So you press the button, and then when that hits off the mechanism here, it starts vibrating and then it falls over.
Wow.
So all the human guys,
wrestling figures, we call the vibrating wrestling figures.
Yeah,
they were perfect, weren't they?
They're like electronic wrestlers, aren't
all
they?
the human guys all have their own weapons that you plug in their hands, and they've all got a light at the end. So when you hit the target, they all fall over. It's the same with the vehicle. Some of the vehicles, when you hit the vehicles, it's like some of the parts, some of the panels would pop off to say that it's been destroyed.
Yeah.
And I only come across these by chance. I've never even heard of these, never even seen these before in my life.
Wow.
I was lucky enough that he come complete, apart from his weapon, because they've all got armor that you can take off. You can basically swap the armor between the human characters. They've all got their own, majority of them have got their own helmets kind of thing. So it's kind of lucky that he come with his helmet and the only thing he was missing was his gun. Cool. That guy doesn't have any weapons. That's his weapons ball into his hand.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough that when they all work, they're just annoying because if you the way the light is, if I've got them switched on when I put batteries in them, all you hear is them going and then it goes and then they fucking fall off.
Cool. They'd be wondering what's going on, Baz, in your bedroom, mate, when they're going off, won't they? Wondering what's going on.
The first day it happened, I fucking jumped at my fucking skin. What the fuck is that?
Oh, by the way, hello, Frank. One of my favourite men on Instagram, Frank.
Apologies, when ladies have to step it. That's no worries. Those Liger figures are amazing. Can I ask you, chaps?
Mm-hmm. You get anything new, Chris, or are you just going to wait till your toy rooms, all your wrestling figures and that sort of stuff?
Like I say, everything's in boxes, Dave. Since I moved house a month or so ago, everything's in boxes. So I haven't actually seen my collection for a long time now. So I do need to set it all up, and especially now I've got my own office toy room that I can display it all in. I've just got to get my finger out and actually set it all up. I want to get a load of Detolf, Dave. Trouble is now I want to buy Detolf units, but to have as many as I need, it's like that amount of money that you've got to put into buying Detolfs, that's taken away from you buying more toys. Yeah. Isn't it? For every Detolf you buy, that's 3 wrestlers I can't buy.
Yeah. Especially the way they're releasing wrestlers and how many are coming out, and you only collect classic, don't you?
Yes, mate. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yeah, to try and keep up with it now. Like I say, it gives you a bit of anxiety, doesn't it? Do you get anxiety over collecting? Do you fear you're going to miss out on stuff?
I used to, but now I just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably the best way to be fair, isn't it?
If it's a specific character, then you got your shot, and you see that character that you've been looking for, and they've only maybe 2 or 3, and it's the only shop that's had them in.
Do you know what I like? Do you know what I envy? Do you know what I envy about vintage toy collectors? Is it's stopped. There's no more. Do you know what I mean? Even though you've still got a lot to get as a vintage collector, the amount coming out isn't going to grow.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So if you want to start collecting the vintage Star Wars figures, there's however many figures. That's not going to change. Like that list isn't going to grow. Where if you're collecting elites like me, wrestlers, every month there's another 10 you've got to get, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. So it's difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
especially sometimes, we don't get all the figures now, Mattel's or whatever. We don't get them all in the UK, do we?
No. But there's, like I say, sites like Rock and Roll Collectibles, and that obviously helps because they get them all in, and it saves you having to pay silly shipping charges, not on eBay trying to get them. There are.
Are you going to that Clash of the Castle, Chris?
No, what is that, Dave?
It's the wrestling event in Cardiff. The big event over here.
Yeah, no, probably not. To be honest with you, it would be good to go to stuff like that, but it's trying to get there. Wales is a different country, Dave, isn't it? Might as well be in Jamaica.
Yeah, it's only down in Wales, so it's not too bad. But
not too hard to get to. No. What's that?
Ian's got the same issue as you. He's just not long moved house, and
Yeah,
he would design his own man cave.
exactly right. And it's like I say, you know, we all say to ourselves, "Oh, you know, I'd love to have my own," and I finally got one, and it's like now it's just been sitting there empty. So I have got to do something about it, really, boys. But you know, it's like it's difficult.
Well, I'm constantly changing minds. Is it? You probably noticed that this is kind of changed for the last time we spoke.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got all my Marvel stuff kind of. I'm still messing a bit with the other shelves. I keep putting stuff on, and it's like, nah.
The only thing I want. Do you know the only reason I want to get Dettolfs is because when I moved, I literally cleaned all my collections out on shelves and stuff, and I cleaned it all and everything like that, and I just don't want to dust it all. So,
you get some of that spray, the air spray stuff that's in the can, the compressed foam.
Yeah. You could do it with that, couldn't you? The
trouble is though, when I'm doing the Transformers, because I hate cleaning the Transformers.
Yeah, exactly. And the trouble is though, like using that air spray, I'll end up blowing accessories off though, won't I? And not blowing all that.
No, if you do it right.
If you do it with a bit of distance.
You didn't just go up close and go, or the smallest accessory will just go flying and you'll never find it.
And it's another thing as well with sunlight, and you've got to be careful of sunlight, haven't you?
Right.
Yeah.
Because that would just destroy them, wouldn't it? So you've got to set it up in a way
where the old 90s are terrible for that, but the newer stuff's not too bad.
Really?
It's technically the hardest one to keep clean is white.
Yeah.
Anything white, you're buggered.
Goes a bit yellowy.
I actually prefer doing my own shelves. I don't like the details. You restrict it to space or height or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I like doing my own, as you said, my own shelves and that sort of stuff.
Stuff you keep talking about.
The only thing is though, Dave, for you, mate, to put all your collection in Dettolfs, if you wanted to go full Dettolf, yeah, you would probably need to win the lot.
Nope.
Could be done.
I think he slightly froze there.
Yeah. I thought that was me then, Baz.
No. He's kind of froze.
Oh, to answer Chris's question anyway, I never go glass cabinet because I haven't got the space. Well, basically, I need to then reduce my collection down from a Baz size to a Chris size. You know.
Sorry, boys, I think I lost you there for a bit.
Right,
I was just saying to Baz, it's like if I was going to do the full Dettol, like you said, I would almost need to go from a Baz size collection down to a Chris size collection and really strict what I buy and what I collect. You know. The problem is if I just put my Marvel stuff in next to me here, I'll probably need that. I wouldn't have enough room in the wall. I'd never have enough space.
Yeah, it gets expensive displaying them, doesn't it? Depending on how you want to do it.
Well, I've got 8-foot shelves, and I've got 3 12-foot, 8-foot shelves there, and they're all front to back. It's like you've seen what I mean, don't you, Chris? Second.
You can work out how to turn his camera around again.
Oh, this is easy when it's bad when you're not doing it live yourself. Trust me.
It is. How do you guys display larger items? I put my larger items in boxes because I don't have the space for them.
For example, if you just want to do that in detail cabinets, how long would it take you? How many would it take?
Probably about 8.
And the rest? Oh, I've still got another 4 or 5 boxes full of the 3.5-inch figures.
Oh,
He'll be back.
He'll be back.
But if you wanted that stage, when you got the headcraft gallery up there that won't fit in a shelf, what do you do then?
You hang them for the ceiling if you've got from a high enough ceiling.
So have you got high enough ceiling?
Oh, you mount them to the wall.
That's just one part. That's not all my marble, because I can't even fit now my marble stuff on there because it's that big.
Oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think he's...
As for Ian, larger items go on the ceiling, pal. I've got some of my larger items goes on ceilings.
I wonder if I can feel over because of all the heat.
And honestly, the bigger figures, then I turn into a 6-inch shelf, into a 12-inch shelf. Small figures at the top are 6-inch, and it goes into a 12-inch shelf as well.
Some of my figures fell over because of the heat. When that was when the heat was bad, like. Dang, Dave, if one of those fails, that's an avalanche. I don't want to. G4 says if one of them fell over, he doesn't want to be the person to clean them up. It would be a disaster.
There you go. You want to see a full room tour of what I just showed you, a slight little snippet? Wednesday's live stream on my channel. The last 15, 20 minutes, I'll do a full room tour on the channel. So there you go.
Chris must be having connection problems because it keeps popping in, and then as soon as I try to bring him back in, it disconnects again.
But I'm going to actually leave it now. I'm going to say goodbye to the chat, because my phone is actually getting...
It's all right. That's us coming up to nearly 2 hours anyway, Dave. So
yeah, sorry about that, boys. My internet dropped out.
that's no worries, man. It's nearly coming up to 2 hours anyway, Dave. So we're crying at a night. Just the usual. Just thanks for everybody that's been in the chat. It's been amazing tonight.
Sorry, boys. I've been having connection issues.
That's not a problem, man. With stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
I've just been lucky; it's never happened to me yet. And I've been doing.
You know what? Since I've moved, I've got the top Virgin broadband like that they offer, like and still have dropouts all the time here. So still getting used to having new internet, and yeah, nightmare, boys.
Well, tune in next Thursday because a lot of guys in the chat will know who Brian is. But we've got Brian, the action figure review guy, coming on. Another Irish guy. So he's coming on next Thursday.
Here's one of them things crazy, and it's yes. Okay, guys, I'm going to need to pop out because my phone's getting absolutely red hot and everything else. So I'll leave you to finish off the stream. I say, me and Baz have got a load of things coming up in the future. Chris, amazing to see you, dude. We'll get you definitely on again. I know very soon we're going to get another Action Man guy on, so we'll do a double Action Man special. If you're up for it, so you know.
I'll just end the stream now then, and we'll catch you all next Thursday, same time.
So, guys, thanks again. So, thank you very much, and
catch you all later.
See you guys.